Young Moira worked as Harkon's apprentice and helped him forge the legendary blade known for its devastating magic damage. When the Hellborn attacked Harkon's forge and tried to steal the weapon, Moira was caught in a violent explosion that shattered her frail body with shards of iron and reforged it with the same arcane magic that powers Harkon's blade. Now, she struggles to control that powerful magic on the battlefield, rather than let it control her.
Hello and welcome to another Heroes of Newerth Hero Spotlight, featuring Moira, a Legion hero who once served as Harkon's apprentice before a catastrophic accident imbued her with unstable arcane magic. Moira is an agility ranged hero who is an active ganker with the ability to initiate while being safe herself. She also has great strength in counter-initiating and crowd control. Moira's first ability is Shards of Harkon. Moira targets an ally or herself and applies a buff which will explode around her after a 1-second duration and after another second around the target that she casted it on, dealing magic damage as well as stunning the two closest enemies. This ability will prioritize heroes over creeps, as well as not being able to hit the same enemy more than once. Shards of Harkon is a very strong ganking and initiating tool, but knowing who it is best to use it on is important. Looking to apply it to a teammate who has a way to get up close to an enemy is usually your best choice. Coordinating with your partner can guarantee an easy kill, as well as be an opportunity to initiate into a big team fight. There will be times using it on yourself may be better, however, due to it only taking 1 second to stun rather than 2. As you see here, Moira applying Shards of Harkon to herself prevents bubbles from porting with the Shell Surf, which results in a kill. Shards of Harkon can also be used as a defensive tool. If either yourself or a teammate is being chased down, applying it can either force the enemies to run away or get stunned in the process. Moira's second ability is Mana Sunder. Moira targets an enemy hero and instantly destroys all of their mana, dealing a multiplier of their intelligence and magic damage depending on the level. After a short duration, the target will slowly restore their mana over a 5-second period. If an enemy casts an ability while their mana is regenerating, their mana will instantly go back to 0. Their mana will continue to go back to 0 on ability uses until it regenerates to where it should be after the cost of abilities. In most cases, Mana Sunder can be seen similar to a short duration silence. Using Mana Sunder on a Bubbles as you are attempting to kill him can prevent him from shell surfing away for the escape. Mana Sunder will fluctuate on its damage due to it depending on how much intellect the enemy has, so you'll have to be very careful on who and when you want to use it. Moira's third ability is Ephemeral Forge. Moira targets a location within a good amount of range and will begin channeling to create a mimic of herself. After a short duration, the image will be created and Moira can cast all abilities and items from the mimic. When casting abilities with the mimic, mana will be used from the real Moira. Ephemeral Forge allows Moira to be very safe while setting up ganks or fights. You should be looking to finish off low-life heroes or set up ganks and teamfights with your teammates constantly. You still have to be careful when using Ephemeral Forge, however, as the mimic will be seen created and can be very easily killed. So make sure you use it in areas unlikely to be seen. Moira's ultimate is Arcane Vortex. Moira targets a location to create an energy vortex which will begin to suck in anyone it hits, ally or enemy, and will grow over a 4-second period. You cannot be targeted or interacted with while inside the vortex, as well as all their buffs and debuffs durations are paused. After the Arcane Vortex ends, enemies take non-lethal magic damage as well as being slowed for 2.5 seconds, while allies get a movement speed buff for that duration. Aside from this ability being badass, it can be the difference maker in teamfights. You do have to be careful though when and where you choose to place it. It sucks in everyone, including yourself and allies, so coordinating when you are going to use it with your teammates is important. It can also be used as a wall to both block off enemies, as well as force them to run another direction. Using Arcane Vortex as an initiation tool can also, of course, be very strong, as you can see here, especially if your teammates are ready for it. A very effective way to use Archon Vortex is with Shards of Harkon, due to all buff and debuff states are paused while in the Vortex. So activating Shards of Harkon on yourself and then casting Arcane Vortex will allow the stun to go off as enemies disperse out of the Vortex. Now let's take a look at some in-game situations and synergy of abilities. Moira uses Ephemeral Forge to create her illusion near the fight. Once there, Moira immediately Mana Sunders Demented Shaman to prevent him from casting any abilities, then proceeds to use Shards of Harkon to assist with stuns and damage. With some help from her teammates, the gank is successful. As the enemy team pushes into the base, Moira uses Ephemeral Forge to create an illusion near Behemoth. After she ports, an immediate auto attack cancels a portal key use, followed by Shards of Harkon to stun him. Then using Mana Sunder to burn all of his mana, essentially taking Behemoth completely out of the fight. Arcane Vortex is then used to keep the remaining nearby and eventually killed. In this play, you will see the importance of on who to use Shards of Harkon as well as communicating when applied. Seeing her teammate Riftwalker being jumped by Behemoth, Moira runs over to assist. Moira, realizing she's not going to be in the range, applies Shards of Harkons to Riftwalker, who then proceeds to tablet to get the stun off and eventually kill Behemoth. This last play shows you how effective Moira can be at taking a player out of a fight. Applying Shards of Harkons to herself, she runs towards Nymphora, getting in range to stun. Moira then Mana Sunders Nymphora, who despite having all her cooldowns ready, is unable to assist nearly at all. Moira then casts Arcane Vortex to keep Drunken Master in place and allow for a fight reset, which is followed by her team winning the fight. Moira is all about being active and being a big presence in team fights. When it comes to initiation, you have your skill set you can rely on, although assisting with the tablet isn't a bad choice. Focusing on your ganking strengths is important, however, so such items as Energizer, Lex Talionis, Sheepstick, and even Codex can help guarantee such kills. Thank you for watching this Hero Spotlight featuring Moira. Be sure to check out Moira and her other avatars as well as all her arcane magic next patch.